Water comes, the mill road comes down, and we're at this bad bend down to up to Wood End, and then up to the bad bend, and this is Wood End Farm. That was the Grahams that were in. I used to run up and down to school with Willie Graham as well. That was quite a big family there. And then there was the pit manager's house. And there were two wee cottages side by side. And then the pit was up here. And there was a row of cottages up here as well. They were the first ones knocked down. And then, let me get this right, the school. And then the miners' welfare was in here. There's a playground, sorry. That was the school playground. And the miners' welfare was in here.
What did the miners' welfare look like? Was it similar to the one in Armadale?
And a smaller scale.
Mm-hmm.
It was a stone building. They were all substantial stone buildings. There's a back wall of the old school's left. It's only been knocked down in the last few years.
Mm-hmm.
And then this row of cottages must have been knocked down here, because this is where they put the Akak battery during the war. But you could see where there had been a row of cottages. And I'm not really sure why that was done, whether it was done to make way for the battery or what, but they were on here. The school, and then the schoolhouse, that was a school teacher's house. What would you call that? A schoolhouse? Was at the back. And on this, there's a big raised mound here at the back of this. Mm-hmm. And this is where Oggleface Castle was, which I have now had a good look at in the last few years. I've done a survey of it and I've discovered it was built on the site of an Iron Age fort as well. And then up here was the road kind of split. There's a wee road kind of split going along and back down, and then there was a row of cottages all the way right along here. And they all had big gardens, front and back, big. And then at the back of the houses there was a row of wash houses. All the individual wash houses for the miners' houses. And up here was a football field. And there was a huge, always rows between them and the farm, because the farmer tried to plough it up on a number of occasions. So they always had a running battle between them. And there was a right of way came down. This is maybe a bit further along, but there was a right of way, because the road the mine does a distinct turn like that and back up what we call the Hiller's Brain. There was a right of way, came all the way down, a shortcut through here, and the farmer was always trying to plough that up as well. So there was a football field. If I missed it. Oh, and there was a huge big septic tank at the end of the village in here, which is still there to do the whole village. I suspect that will be done latterly. that wouldn't be always be there. And there was, on top of the hill here, there was quite a few separate ducats, you know, for doves. That was the Lindsays and the Pedons that were the great. And of course they all had their gardens at the back.
Behind the wash houses.
They had huge gardens. These miners, they all grew their own vegetables and flowers. They're all keen. I can't think there was anything else that I've missed out.
So where were the people that you would have played with? In which cottages?
Played with the ones at this end, the Lindsays and the Pedons. One of the sons from the farm, and one of the lad up here was the Kelly, a chap Kelly, a young lad called Kelly, but they moved away when I was in maybe primary 4 of that. And my friend's house, my best friend's house, was up here, about 2/3 of a mile up. And that was Angus McRitchie.
Right, so when you were going in the Tear, whereabouts would you do it? Where would you play?
Well, the burn would be running, let me think, we're going down to the burn would run along this way, so we'd be playing in these woods up here. That's these woods across here, so we'd play a lot in there, and we'd play a lot in these fields up here where the old spoil heaps were. And obviously round about the village and up the glen. If you followed the burn away up round the back of the castle, away up Barbochla Burn, we'd trail away up that burn in the summer, because it was great, because it was wooded on both sides, and it went on all the way up to Blackridge, and we'd sometimes do that. We'd play up there all afternoon.
Oh, right. So if you were playing, what was it you called it when you knocked the doors and ran?
Oh, that was.
Is that here?
That was here, and we'd go up to the village and chat the doors and just run away. My father had a trick where the doors were side by side, and would tie the door handles together, the two door handles together with a clothes rope, and chat both doors. And of course when the folk came to open the door, they couldn't open the doors because they were both tied together. And sometimes one of our favourite tricks was to get a piece of black thread and a drawing pin attached to the thread, and pin it onto the window frame, and they would thread a button onto the thread and pull it back and forward, so it was, they called that Ricky tick, so tick tick ticking against the window at night till the folk come out, and of course they couldn't see anything because it was pitch dark, and they were hiding in the bushes in the garden maybe doing that. And the miners' welfare had a chimney, of course, and that was what my father talked about, climbing up there and sticking this sod off the field into the chimney and smoking them out.